Hey, what's up everybody? This is Titan with Titans of CNC. And today I'm going to teach you how to program the TITAN-9M. All right, so the process is the same, but today we're going to teach you a new technique. All right, so we're going to profile it. We're going to do the pockets, but see all this contours right here? We're going to use a ball end mill. I'm going to teach you how to use a ball end mill to actually machine these surfaces perfectly. All right, so we're multi-axis surfacing, and let's do this. What's the first thing we do? We follow the process just like on the previous 8 parts. So I'm going to come up here, model. I'm going to drop down to cam. First thing we're going to do, we're going to come up here, set up the job. I'm going to say model orientation, Z. All right, so let's find my Z surface. Everything, this is pretty flat, right? I know this is flat, so I'll click that bad boy right there. All right, X is already in the right direction, Y is in the right direction. So I'll come over here and I will go model box point. Then I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna click this bad boy, click it one time, it didn't do it, so I click it one more time. It's right there, okay? So now I go to stock material, come down here, add stock to all sides. I'm just going to tab right through. So 0.050, 0.050, 0.050, 0.050. Same thing like before, 0.23, 0.020. Tab right through. It's 1/2 standard stock 6061 cut 6.1, and that looks perfect. My zero's at the perfect spot, so I'm going to say okay. All right, now it's time to get to programming. So first thing we're going to do, usually we use a 3-inch face mill, but because I really don't have any flat surfaces, I'm going to skip it. Okay, we're going to go right to roughing this part. So I'm going to come up to 3D adaptive, right there, adaptive clearing. I'm going to hit that bad boy. We're going to come over here. We're going to go grab our tool. So come into building blocks. We're going to come down here. We're going to grab this flat end mill right here. I'm going to say okay. It's already at 4,000 RPMs. I like it. I like it. I'm going to say 25 inches per minute. Nice and safe. I'm going to come down here, 25, 25, 25, plunging 100. All right. You know, on the ramp, because I'm going to ramp down, I'll probably slow down just a little bit on the ramp. Okay. So I'm going to go 15 on the ramp. Sound good? All right. So we come over here. It already knows what it's going to rough. I'm going to get rid of rest machining because we haven't done anything yet. I'm going to come up here. We're already on model top, model top, model top. So 0.4, 0.2, 0. It's already at the bottom. So I'm going to just give it a little bit extra. So I'm going to say negative 0.02. Drop it down. Looks good. All right. So now we're going to go to the, we're just going to work it down. All right. So now I'm up here. Tolerance is okay. I'm going to say machine shallow areas. I'm going to say this is okay. I'm going to say that's okay. Optimal load. I don't want to be so aggressive because in places I'm actually going to drop all the way down in Z. So I'm going to say 0.075. Okay. I'm going to cut right there. I'm going to say machine cavities. Yes. All right. Because I want to go into all the pockets and stuff. So I keep dropping it down, dropping it down. Maximum roughing, I do want to go all the way down. Fine, step down, that's okay. Flat detection, I'll say that's fine. And we are good. So I'll say order by area, and we'll say 0.010 right there. I'm going to come over here, drop down, stay down level. Like how much do I want to actually stay down? I think 70% is a pretty good amount. So I'm going to stay right there. Right here, I'm going to hit 100 inches per minute. If it was my machine and I was running really fast, then I would go as fast as I can. But you know, for education, you just have machines that don't run at 500 inches a minute. So 100 is fast, but it's still safe. All right, fast compared to the 25 inches a minute. So I'm going to say boom, boom. Over here, because we want to go into these pockets, I'm going to helical it. And I want to be kind of a little bit more aggressive on my helical. So I'm going to say 4. I'm just going to tab right through it. Boom, boom. Looks good. All right, so let's just check this out. You see it calculating up here. All right, so nice clean tool path. Check it out. I like it. I like it. One thing that I can do right now when looking at this is just to like double check everything. I can come over here. I can say simulate. I can hit this guy right here. Boom. I can say stock. I can bring this guy out of the shadows. Say stock. Boom. I can watch it. I can speed it up a little bit right here. Just make sure that it looks good. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, get some, get some. Oh, in the pocket, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so sick. So sick. Boom, boom, boom. It's aluminum. If this was titanium and breaking off like that, I might have a problem. But look at this. Oh, you go and say, oh, it looks good. It looks good. All right. You see it just pocketing up. Boom, 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 boom. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. So that looks like perfect, right? It looks really good. So I'm actually very happy with that. Okay. So that was a good way to just check it out because roughing is very important. For instance, if I had a big piece over here, something happened, I need to find that out early so I don't hit it with another tool. But we had success. All right, so now with the same tool, now I got my 1/2 inch. Let's just go and start finishing this part, okay? So we're on this tool right here. We're gonna come up to 2D. We're gonna drop down to 2D contour. And we already have the tool right there. So same thing. I'm just gonna say, okay, we're already at 4,000. I'm gonna go boom, boom. So we want this thing to be beautiful, right? So I'm gonna go 20 inches per minute. I'm gonna go 20, 20, 20, 100 to drop down. That all looks perfect. I'm gonna come over here. What am I actually going to finish? I'm gonna finish the outside first, okay? So I gotta make sure that I click the right thing, right? So I come over here and I just click this bad boy right there. That looks like it's in the right direction. That's exactly what I want to machine. So I come back up here, boom, top, 0.4, 0.2, 0.1, 0, and the bottom right here. So when I look at my part, so I can do from the top or the bottom, right? So I'll just come over here and I'll actually say model bottom. I'll say -0.020. All right. And you see it drop down here. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, that looks good. That looks good. Now I'm going to turn on the cutter comp. So I'm going to go to where. Boom. I'm just going to drop in, drop in. That looks great. That looks great. Everything looks great. The stock to leave is off because we're finishing the part now. Okay. So I'm going to come up here. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to come down. That all looks good. Boom, 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 boom. Love it. Love it. And, since my part is here and my XY0 is over here, how about I just pick a selection for it to start at, okay? So pre-drill, we'll actually say nothing and we'll say entry position and I'll come over here and I'll just click that right there. That way, when it comes down, I can watch it come in, right? And I say, okay. Boom. Looks good. Okay, so there is my finish pass going around this part, all right? I can see it like drop in. That actually looks like a really nice path, all right? So instead of duplicating all of that, let's just go ahead and copy it, okay? Well, I guess it is duplicate. I just don't have to go through all the different things. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to come down. I'm going to say duplicate. All right. I'm going to hit this bad boy. I'm going to click it again. Say edit. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get rid of this toolpath. Okay. Everything else stays the same, but I'm going to get rid of that toolpath. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do that one. Okay. I know I'm good, but you never know if there could be an extra line or something. So I'm going to double check it. It looks good. I like it. I like it. All right. So we're going to come in. We're going to clean up this surface right here. Okay. So everything else, it's the same depth. Everything else should be exactly the same. All right. Get rid of this guy. Boom. All right. So now we finished with the bottom. So now let's do the same exact thing. Let's duplicate. Let's come down. Boom. I'm going to come here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to edit. I'm going to come over here. Everything looks good already. I'm going to come over here, get rid of that pass. Now where are we going? We're going right in here. Okay. So I'm going to hit this bad boy right here. Boom. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here. Now my bottom, I'm going to actually change. Okay. So I'm going to go selection and I'm going to click that surface right there. Okay. So the Z height is no longer on the bottom. It's that surface right there. I think Billy modeled it. When he did it, he made sure that that thing was perfect. All right. So I'm going to get rid of this guy right here. Everything else should be exactly the same. Boom, boom, nothing down here. I'm going to say okay. Oh, there you go. Nice little pass. Inside, outside, boom, boom. So now we've roughed the whole part. We finished the outside. We dropped down. We finished the inside. We finished over here. We have a whole bunch of steps all over the part. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go through the part with a ball end mill, and we're just going to surface everything and make it absolutely beautiful. Okay. This part right here, this flat part, I could do it a little bit quicker with a flat end mill or even a face mill, but because I'm teaching you multi-axis surfacing, I'm just going to use the same tool and show you that you can actually surface flat places and just ramp right up into these multi-axis contours. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to ball surface, multi-axis surface this flat part. All right, but I have these counterbores right here, and I could walk all the way around the counterbores, but you know what? I'm going to show you something that's actually really useful. Okay, so it's a teaching moment. All right, so we're going to come up here. We're going to drop down. We're going to go to patch. Then we're going to come to create. All right, then we're going to come down and we're going to say patch. All right, it says select. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click that bad boy right there. So I'm going to click this guy. I'm going to say okay. Then I'm going to click it again. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say patch. I'm going to do this one. All right. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to right click, repeat patch. See, just showing you guys can do it a few different ways. Do that right there. Say okay. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say repeat patch. Come over here. Okay. Now I got these patches. I just basically patched the holes. Nobody knows that they're there. So I got to tell my cam that now there's a patch there. Okay. So we're going to go back up here. We're going to go down to cam. I'm going to go inside right here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say edit. And then over here where we say body, I'm going to actually go and I'm going to click this guy. Boom. I'm going to click this guy. Boom. Click this guy. Boom. I'm going to click this guy. Boom. All right. And then I'm going to take the whole thing and click it. Now I got 5 bodies and it can read all of it. Okay. And I'm just going to say, okay. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to say regenerate toolpath. Get these guys all back in line. Okay. So I just did a little preparation. You see that? So now that I'm up in here, I can actually come up here. I can actually drop down and see where it says bodies. Check this out. I can come over here. See it? You can see which one it is. So I can actually come over here. I can actually turn it off. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's sweet. It's sweet. Oh, look at that. They're gone. All right. So you just put them all back. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so we love it. We're ready to go. We're going to continue with programming, all right? So I'm just going to close this guy up. And I'm going to come over here. That was the last pass. So we're going to do some 3D surfacing, all right? But it's not 3D. So check this out. 3D horizontal. That's weird. So you can actually walk through. You can see all the different tool paths, right? So why would you do horizontal? Boom, look at that. It does everything that's flat, right? So horizontal, okay? Now just bear with me. Flat end mill, we're gonna go over here. We're actually going to go into the Titan tool library. We're gonna look for the ball end mill. It's right here. I'm gonna say okay. All right, we're gonna stick with 4,000 RPMs. So on a ball, I'm gonna go a little bit faster, okay? So I'll say 30 inches a minute. You guys can play with it, okay? So I'll say 30, 30, 30, and then right here, I will say 100. That all looks good, okay? So now what boundaries, which ones are we gonna do, okay? So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here and see how it just clicked that whole thing? See all that? Now it gets a little tricky, okay? So when you're clicking things, see how it does the entire part right there? That's not what you want. So you can kind of like mess with it. And if I click here, I can see that's the surface that I want right there, okay? So I can click here, boom, all right? Love it, love it. So then I can come over here and I can click here. Oh, let me see. Oh, look at that. I got it. I could have gotten it either way, but that just gave it to me at one time, right? So where else do I go? Where else do I go? I think that's good for now for just the parallel. I guess this one up here, I probably could do this one right here too, but I will save that for later. So I'm going to come up here. This one has to be 0. So we're going to do tool on center. All right, boom. Then we're going to go to the next one. Boom. This guy right here, I'm going to say model top. Now over here, I'm going to go model top. Now over here, I'm going to go model top. And then right here, I'm going to say selection. And I'm going to select that surface right there. Okay, so 0.2, 0.4. That all looks good to me. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so 0.0004. We're dropping down, boom, boom, boom. Manual, maximum step over. I want it to be pretty fine on this one. And we're just going to do 5. Tab, 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 tab. Okay, that all looks good. So we're going to jump up here. We're just going to drop down, maximum stay down. I'll just do 5 inches. It doesn't really matter. Pop all those guys in there. That all looks good. Helix. That all looks good. Boom. 4. Boom. 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 Hit OK. We check it out. Oh, it looks good. Check it out. All right. So it's flat. It's going to take some time, but check it out. You just use a ball end mill. And you actually just surface this whole thing right here. One thing you got to keep in mind is this is cut over here, right? And then you have this chamfer over here. But because this is a ball end mill, see, like you can see my tool right there. See how big it is? So when the center of the tool is here, it actually keeps coming around like that. So it's still going to be pretty flat, all right? It's something that you kind of learn, all right? So that looks clean. I like it, okay? All right, so the next thing we're going to do is a parallel 3D multi-axis path And basically that same ball end mill, we're gonna walk right up this surface, okay? So we're gonna come up, boom. Now check it out, parallel. When you're on parallel, when you're here, you can actually read about it. See, like, watch it. A widely used finishing strategy. So that's the cool thing. You can kind of like come in and you can be like, when would I use this? When would I use this? When would I use this? And you can keep going down the line, okay? So parallel, we're gonna click this guy right here. We already have our ball end mill, so that is good. It's tool 6, same tool. 4,000, we're gonna keep it at 30. Okay, same speed and fade. I'm just gonna tab right through it. That all looks good, all right? So I'm gonna come up here now, check this out. So this is where it gets a little tricky, all right? So you have to make sure, as an artist programming this job, you gotta make sure that you click the right lines, okay? So we already did it over here, but I wanna walk all the way up this surface, all the way around here, okay? So basically, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click this guy right there. Boom, okay? But that's not what I want. So I have to click it again. See it? I'm gonna click it again. See, this box is gonna open up, okay? So I want it to be a closed loop. If I wanted it to be open, I would click this guy. I want it to be closed, okay? Then I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna click that guy. I'm gonna come over here. See how it's changing on me? Look at that. Okay, so then I'm gonna come over here. See it? I'm going to click here. Now, that's all good. That's all good. But over here, I'm going to come here. See it? See it? It went all the way over here. I don't want that. So I'm just kind of like, you know, it's trying to escape and I am putting roadblocks up. I'm saying, no, come back over here. Come over here. All right. Boom. Okay. Now, I don't want to go over here. I actually want to go this way. So look, I just click this guy. Okay, now look at it. Now you can see the whole thing is right where I want it to be. So that's the whole surface. I already did it over here. I already did it here. So that's the surface. Okay, so it's on a closed contour. I'm just going to say okay, and boom. And that, see all that green right there? That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, now, how far in do I want it to actually machine? I want it to machine to about right here. Okay, so I'm just going to click this guy. Boom. Okay, now I got it. That's what I want, a 3D surface, all of that. Okay, all right, so now that our chains are complete, we're going to keep our tool center on boundary. So we're going to actually come down here. We're going to add a 50 thousandths offset. And what that's going to actually do is, you know, when the ball end mill, the round end mill comes right up to this surface right here, it's just going to extend it just a little bit. It's going to give it a little bit of an overlap, and that's going to allow us to ensure that we have a perfect transition between this chamfer and this edge. All right, I didn't do it over here, but I think it's going to work fine because it was flat. But sometimes when you're on like a round multi-axis surface, it just needs a little bit of tender love and care. All right, so we're going to leave that guy right there. And now we go to the height offsets. I'm just going to say model top. Come over here, I'm going to go model top. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say model top. Okay, now, because it knows the surface, it doesn't even matter, okay? So I'm on model bottom. I'm just gonna go 0.3 and see how it just puts it here. So all I'm doing is selecting a Z0 that's below the surface because it's a 3D toolpath that is going to go on the model. It will not go through. A 2D path doesn't know where the model's at unless you tell it. A 3D path actually understands the surface. It reads the surface, okay? So I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to leave that guy. Machine steep areas. Say yes. All right. It says 25,000 step over. I'm just going to say 0.005. 0.005. So keep it all nice and neat. I actually want it to like go all the way up and around, okay? So I'm gonna actually keep it at 0 right here. Step over is gonna be 0.005 all the way down. Direction is both ways, okay? Up, down milling, I don't care. I don't need any of this stuff. It's telling me minimum step over. Maybe that's 0.004. Okay, so I'm going to come up here now. I'm going to hit this guy. It says full retract. Yeah, I'm going to keep it full retract for now. I'm going to say stay down distance. I'll just say 10 inches. I'll come down here. Boom, 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 boom. Let's just see what this toolpath looks like. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK. You see it calculating. Oh, look at that, look at that. So it actually looks pretty good. All right, so the toolpath actually looks pretty good. So now you can come over here, you can see, okay, we had these surfaces, right? Now we have this surface, and it comes all the way over, and it looks clean. So I'm not gonna mess with that too much, okay? So now what's left for this ball end mill? These pockets, right? So when I'm looking at the pockets, I have to determine what is the best way to get this done. And in my opinion, from a lot of experience, the best thing is to start at the top and work yourself down, okay? And the reason I say that is that when you're coming over here and you're like boom, 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 all of a sudden you're gonna hit this wall and hit a big section of the wall, where if I work my way down, I'm slowly taking it in, right? So let's just think about that toolpath and actually do it, okay? So this is kind of cool. So we did a 3D horizontal toolpath. We did a 3D parallel toolpath. Now we're gonna do a 3D scallop, okay? So I'm gonna come up here, boom. I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna hit scallop. Read it, check it out. Creates passes at a constant distance from one another by offsetting them, blah, 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 blah. Check it out, okay? So I'm gonna click this guy. My ball end mill is already there. My 4,000 RPMs is already there. Everything is already there. So I'm gonna click over here. I'll start from the very top, okay? So I'm actually gonna click this guy, and I'm gonna actually start up here from the very top. I'm gonna start up here from the very top. I was just gonna bring a chamfer around and just kiss that, but I will just do it so it's just a nice uniform cut and it's done by the exact same tool, and it'll just look nice. It'll have a nice contour, okay? So this is all good. This is all good. So now I'm gonna come up here. So I'm going to say retract height. I'm just going to say model top. I'm going to say model top. Over here, I'm going to say model top. Boom, boom, boom. Over here, same thing. It says model bottom. It doesn't matter because it knows the surface. I'll just put 0.1. It doesn't even matter. I don't even know why I did that, but I just got it off the bottom, right? So I'm going to come up here now. We're at 4/10. I like it. Inside to outside. Link from inside to outside. Don't care. Now let's just kind of go through these different things right here. So my step down is going to be 0.005. Okay. So let's just look at this. So this guy right here is outside in. Okay. So I'm going to do the outside. Boom. Limit number of step overs. I don't need to do that. I'm going to come through here. Both ways is fine. Milling, that's fine. This all looks good. I'm going to come up here now. I'm going to say safe distance. That's fine. Maximum stay down. It's all fine. Say that's good. I'm going to say that's good. Let's just check out our path, okay? Boom. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So it's a lot of passes, but I'm teaching you guys something, right? So this is all 3D multi-axis surfacing, okay? So it basically comes down here and it just walks all the way around. Boom, boom, boom. Comes down to the very bottom. Oh, it's beautiful. And remember now, when you look at the whole part, horizontal, boom, boom. So we just hit all three of them. That all looks beautiful, okay? Every once in a while, I come up here and I just save it and stuff just in case, right? Make sure everything's good. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to turn these guys off, okay? So remember how we do that? We actually come up here. I'm gonna drop down. I'm just gonna turn it off. Boom, 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 boom. We're done, okay? We're done with that. I'm gonna close that back up. All right, now let's actually do some chamfers. Let's spot these. We're gonna drill them. So the first thing we're gonna do is go to our chamfer mill, all right? So I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna say drill, because I actually wanna pre-drill these for the drill. If you have the Kennametal drill from my Kennametal Academy toolkit, that guy is a beast and you don't even have to center those drills. They just pop right through. But a lot of you guys have, you know, regular high-speed drills or whatever. So I just want to like be very careful and make sure everybody does this right. We want to have nice straight holes and I want to teach you the technique. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I'm going to say select. I'm actually going to building blocks and then I want to get the chamfer mill. Okay. So I'm going to come up here. So I'm going to go 3/8 chamfer mill. I'm going to click OK. We're at 4,000. I'm just going to start tabbing through. 20. Doesn't even matter. This stuff doesn't even matter. So we're going to come down. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to come over here. So what are we actually chamfering? I'm going to actually say this guy. Boom. It automatically gave me all four. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to say clearance height is model top 0.2, okay? But over here, I'm going to change it now. Retract height, I'm actually going to say selection, and I'm going to select that surface, okay? Now, this guy, I'm going to say selection. I'm going to actually select that surface. I'm going to come over here. Top height, I'm going to say selection. I'm going to select that surface. Now look, it was red, but now it's beautiful, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing here. Selection, I'm gonna actually select that height, okay? Why am I doing that? Because I want the clearance to actually jump up and move over and not hit this big mountain right here, right? But when it's over here, I want it to like come down and actually feed, okay? So that's why I did all the selections over here. So I'm gonna just do 0.1 right here, 0.1 right here, 0 right here, and this one I'm gonna go negative 0.1, okay? And that is how far I'm going to feed into the material. That all looks good. I'm gonna come up here now, boom. And I'm going to say drill is just a regular drill cycle. So I am good with that. You can actually see this guy, like see it? It's already coming in right there. See that? Boom. All right. Check this out. So this guy didn't actually raise up and it's going to hit. See that? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I did that on purpose to teach you guys something. That line would have crashed into there. So you always have to be aware. You always have to look at it. Okay. So we're going to right click it. I'm going to actually come up here. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to come back over here. And on this guy, retract height, I'm going to actually come up. I'm going to say model top. So I'm going to say model top right there. Then I'm going to keep everything else there. That all looks good. All right, that's what I had to do. Check it out. Woohoo! Okay, so boom, boom. That all looks good. So now we have to chamfer the rest of everything, right? So this one's already done. We like that. But we have to come around here. We got to come in here, okay? Actually, we got to actually come around here also. So we're going to wait on the rest of the chamfers. So if you look at your print, this is a 1/4 inch drill that walks through here. So let's go grab the drill. Let's select this bad boy right here. Boom. Let's go to building blocks. Let's go look for the drill right here, 1/4 inch. Let's say okay. We're at 4,000 RPMs. Boom, boom. All right, we're just gonna say 20 inches a minute. Just be nice and slow. Boom, boom, boom. Again, these Kennametal drills, like I will just pop them through like magic, just slam them through without even pecking. But for right now, we're just gonna take it slow, okay? 4,000 RPMs, 20, boom, boom, boom. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna select it. Boom, does all 4, see it? Now we're gonna come over here. We're basically gonna do the same thing. So it's model top, model top. Now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna actually say selection. I'm gonna say selection right here. We're gonna top height, we're gonna say selection. We're gonna select that right there. So this guy, we're gonna put at 0.1. This guy, we're gonna keep at 0. And this guy, we're gonna say bottom, okay? So I could even just say, you know, break out, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually say model bottom, and then I'm just going to say negative point, what should we do? It's just a 1/4 inch, so let's just go 0.125, okay? And check that out. You can actually see it pop out the bottom right there, okay? So that looks good. Everything looks good. This is model top, model top. This is all up. Let's go over here. Now let's peck it. So let's come down and go deep drill cycle. Boom. Okay. We're going to keep it nice and I'll put it 75 thousandths. Just nice and gentle. Okay. We'll speed it up later. I'm going to say okay. Boom. All right. See the green right here? So it rapids up, comes over. Dung, 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 dung. You got different levels. This is another thing that's a little bit different, right? So you got different levels right here, okay? So this top level and this bottom level. So you want to come over and actually wrap it down and then feed right there. Okay, start your cycle. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create these counter bores. So we pre-drilled it. So now we have to create the counter bore. So since we use the 1/4 inch drill, let's use a 1/4 inch end mill to actually clean this up. Okay, so let's go and grab a 1/4 inch end mill. So when thinking about this is actually quite a bit of meat right here. So I'm going to drop down right into that diameter by selecting pre-drill. Okay, so it's going to drop down perfectly. And then I'm going to do a pocket. And it's just going to basically drop down and just move around. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to leave a bit on the bottom, leave some on the side, come back with a 2D contour and clean it up. Okay, so we're going to come over here. I'm going to come down and I'm going to actually say pocket. Boom. I'm going to go get my tool. Building blocks. Come down here, 1/4 inch flat. Say okay. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to tab through it. Boom, boom, boom. So now we're in there. It's nice and tight. So I'm just going to keep it nice and slow. Okay. You don't have that much material, but let's just keep it nice and slow. Okay. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to keep it at 15, 15, 15, plunge. I'm just going to put it at 25, just nice and slow. Okay. So that all looks good. Now I'm going to select. I'm not going to do rest machining. I'm actually just going to click that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy. Okay. I'm going to click those guys. Then I'm going to come up here, model top, model top, model top, model top. But now this bottom, I'm going to say selection. I'm going to actually say this guy right here. Okay. Boom. See that? So I selected that guy right there. Now I can come up here. We're going to say left. We're good. There's no comp. It doesn't even matter. So I'm just going to like keep walking in. Maximum step over. I don't want a huge step over. I want a small step over. I want to be gentle. All right. Everybody's like, oh, Titan super speed. He's aggressive. Oh, man, we're babying it. All right. So this is education. So I'm going to say 30 thousandths right there. Boom, boom. It's all good. It's all good. This is all roughing. So I'm going to say 0.0055. That's all good. Right here, I'm actually going to just drop down. I'm going to say, we're good, we're good. I'm actually going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this off because it doesn't matter. And right here, I'm going to say drop down. So pre-drill. I'm going to pre-drill it. Boom. Okay. Now I'm going to select my pre-drill points. So here. Here. Both those would work, but we're going to say here. Again, it doesn't matter. I'm just particular like that. So I'm going to hit those guys. Boom, 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 boom. And that looks good. Okay. So let's go and see what happens. Okay. So boom. Oh, look at that. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Okay, so it went all the way around and basically came off. I said, you know, it's coming up and it's actually touching the material. I'm going to come in and actually do a finish pass. So it doesn't really matter. If you want to do a tiny little lead out right there, you can do that. That's your prerogative. You know what? Let's actually do it. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to say edit. I'm going to come all the way back over here. I'm going to come down here, see where it says exit. And right here, I'm just going to say lead out. I'm going to put 0.020. Boom. Boom. 0.020. Boom. Right here, I don't even care. So I'm just going to say okay. Boom. All right, see that little guy right there? So now it came off and actually raised up. Okay. All right, so now that we're finished with the pockets, so now you just have to clean it up. So we're gonna use the same exact tool and we're just gonna do a 2D contour. So I'm just gonna come over here, I'm gonna drop down 2D contour. We already have our 1/4 inch flat right there. We already have our 4,000 RPMs. We already have our feed rates. Everything's right there. All right, I'm just gonna come in. Nothing is here, so I'm going to click the same things. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I'm going to click all those. I'm going to come back to the heights. Okay, we got model top, model top, model top, model top. So this one I'll just say 0.1. Later on, we can drop it down closer, but that's all good. Boom, 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 boom. So bottom height, we're down in the bottom over here. So I'm actually going to click this guy. I'm going to say selection. Actually come down here. Boom. Okay. So I got the face selected right there. Now I'm going to come up here. Now we're going to need a finish pass. Okay. So we're going to actually put cutter comp on so we can dial that thing in perfect. Okay. So I'm going to say right here, I'm going to say where. Okay, I'm just going to keep it nice and tight. I'm going to come over here. That all looks good. Nothing, there's no extra material. This is our last pass right now. Okay, so safe distance. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to come through just nice and gentle. We're just coming in, we're coming right off. Just everything nice and tight. There's not a lot of room in there. Okay, so everything nice and tight. Okay, so I'm going to say everything's good. Just going to say okay. Let's look at it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It looks good. So basically, it's ramping in, then it comes in and actually comes around and actually ramps off. Radius is off, and that looks good. Okay, so look at that. We are almost done. Look at this. Check this out. So we roughed the whole thing. Boom, finish, 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 horizontal, parallel, scallop, drilled. That's our chamfer, right? Then we drilled it for real. Then we cleaned up the pockets, made them beautiful. And what's last but not least, this chamfer. But this chamfer's pretty trick. Whoa, how do you actually go and walk up and down this surface? What is going on here, right? So we're going to do something a little bit different, okay? Actually, I think we did it in the past, but not like this, not on this contour. So we're going to actually use the same tool we did the chamfer earlier. We're going to come up 2D. We're going to drop down to trace, okay? We're going to trace. We're going to grab our tool that we used earlier, which is our 3/8 chamfer right here. I'm going to say okay. Boom. 4,000. Let's just keep it at 20. All right. So 20, 20, 20, 100. Boom, boom, boom. That all looks good. We're going to come over here. And then what? Now we're going to select this guy. Let's do the inside. I'm going to do this guy. Now watch it. Now watch it. Watch it. So we're going to come over here. We're going to do the inside. Because see how big this chamfer is? See how small this chamfer is? So by doing the inside or the outside, you're dictating how big it is. So because it's going to do it to the outside, then it'll automatically make it what it's supposed to be. Okay, so you don't even care about the pocket. Hopefully that makes sense. You're doing it the inside, so it'll just come off. Inside, come off. Okay, click it. Click it. We're going to do that one too. All right. We're going to come over here. If we wanted to, we could have done this one also, but that should already be done and perfect. So we're going to do this one. Do this one. Double check. Make sure that everything's good. Looks good. So we're going to come over here. We say retract height. We say model top. Retract height. Model top, right? Feed height. So we say model top. 0.1. Now we're going to come over here. And now let's just walk down, okay? So sideways compensation. We're doing left climb milling. We're coming down, we're coming down, we're coming down. So drop down. So we're going to say right here 0.040 offset. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. That all looks good. We're going to come up here. Boom, boom, boom. Leave this alone. Come down. I'm going to say okay. Boom. Check it out. So the tool actually walked right up the surface. Look at that. And what you want to do is you want to actually look like you want to come in. Oh, that's too close. You want to come in. You want to look at that angle. You want to look at how far the tool's off. Make sure that this and this, because it's a 45, right? This and this is equal. And look, it looks nice and clean, right? So if you think that your radius should be bigger, I actually think it maybe should be a little bit bigger. You can go back in here. You can actually come up here, come back over here. Let's say 0.050. Click that guy. Boom. Now it looks like it's coming off, coming in, coming off, doing all that. Looks good. All right. So, oh my God, look at that. That is awesome. So we're pretty much done. Okay. So this is the most technical part so far. Full 3D multi-axis surfacing, making it happen. But did it work? All right, let's go check it out. So we're going to come over here. We're going to right click. I'm going to come down. I'm going to say simulate. Okay. I'm going to turn on the stock. And let me see. I'm going to actually change it. Let's go. What do we want to do? That doesn't, I think that looks pretty good right there. Okay. So let's go ahead with this stock right here. All right. So this is our 1/2 inch end mill, 3 flute, Kennametal, making it happen. Boom. All right. Let's speed this up a little bit. All right, so we already saw this one. This one actually looked really good, really good. All right, boom, 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 boom. Check that out. Contouring, ball end mill. Yeah. Making it beautiful. Oh, look at that, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. So clean. You can just see it. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, nice, nice, clean, clean. You know, there's steps to material, but because it's such a small step over, I didn't want to do more roughing and stuff. I just want to teach you guys. You guys can actually do each pass and actually have a pass that does like a bigger step over, meaning the ball end mill, you can actually do two passes. One is at 5,000ths and maybe one at 40,000ths. This kind of roughs it first. You know what I mean? But this is our scallop. See how it just kind of comes in there? Let me get rid of the tool pats. Oh, it looks good. Look at that. Oh, it looks good. See how it's got steps, but you're taking such a small amount at first. See how it just like comes in and it's like a pyramid up here. See it? See it? See it? Boom, 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 boom. Looks beautiful. Walking in, walking in. You can just see it. If this thing just dove down, that would be a major problem. But it doesn't. It just slowly cuts, slowly cuts, slowly cuts. All right, now we're going to slow it down a little bit because it's going to start. So I'm going to back off because now it's chamfering it, right? Boom, boom. Now it's drilling it. Kind of cool. You can kind of come over here. You can look at what it's doing. Okay, that looks good. Looks good. Always double checking. You know, the worst thing you can do is actually not double check your work, get out there and crash the machine or do something wrong. And then you're going to have major problems, right? So, and then you're going to spend a bunch of time fixing your machine and doing it. So now you have your, what is that? That's your 1/4 inch end mill doing a pocket coming inside. Now you're coming back over. You can clean it up, clean it up. You know, there's techniques where, see how it went over here? It was already over here. So as a programmer, you can decide, hey, I roughed it here. Let's start here now and work our way backwards, if that makes sense to save on time. See it? See it? Oh, it looks good. Oh, it looks good. When I ball tracked it, 3D contoured it, if I would have selected this line in here and left this for later, at the time I brought the chamfer in to do this, I could have just done that also. But because you had such a, you know, fine line over here, this fine step over, I thought, you know what? This is clean, so let's have the chamfer here clean. But since this is all 3D surfaced and this is 3D surfaced, let's make this 3D surface too, so it just looks like one crazy contour. All right. But that is the part. That is a Titan 9M. You guys have a great one. Boom.